Creators left and right, small or big, are being targeted literally every day. 5 weeks ago, I lost access to my entire YouTube channel overnight. Years of work, over 10 million views, my videos, my members, everything was suddenly out of my control. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how my channel got hacked, what those 4 weeks were really like behind the scenes, how I was able to recover it, and most importantly, the security changes you need to make right now to protect yourself. Because honestly, I never thought it would happen to me until it did. If you're clicking on this video because something like this happened to you, I just want to say I'm so sorry. I just got my channel back, so I'm trying to film this video to help whoever is out there who needs this video. A lot happened, obviously, as you can imagine. So I apologize in advance if it's all over the place, but I'll do my best to structure it as much as possible. Now that it has happened to me, and I've learned so much in the process. Not only do I know how creators get hacked, creators are in such a vulnerable place because these hackers are really targeting basically everyone and anyone that they can get, whether you are a very big creator or a very tiny creator. If you have a YouTube channel, they just want your channel for their exposure. Many of you saw what happened to my channel. It didn't even look like the channel belonged to me at all. They put their own banners, their own avatar, and populated all kinds of playlists related to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and also hosted a live stream that was on 24/7 on my channel. Meanwhile, I was completely locked out of my YouTube channel. I had zero access to my own accounts. So I got hacked on Friday, February the 13th. Oh my goodness, I just realized it's Friday the 13th. Just now. What a coincidence. Anyway, for the whole Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I guess part of Monday, they were hosting 24/7 live stream all about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. On Monday, YouTube finally took down my channel. Basically, they shut it down completely, took it out of YouTube, and my channel was literally gone, non-existent, up until I got it back, which was a month later. It was really, really, really stressful, to say the least. I went through all kinds of emotions. I think when it first happened to me, I was in shock. I was in disbelief. I was stressed out because I was trying to recover my account. And when I knew that I couldn't recover my account, I was trying to research how to reach out to Google, because there's no such thing as customer service or a telephone number to call, or even an email to email at Google or YouTube to let them know that you've been hacked. So I had to look up how to even do that. And then the days leading up to the recovery, there was a lot of nothingness, like no updates, just a lot of waiting. So you go through a lot of frustration, desperation, sadness. It was very depressing. You just can't believe that it happened to you, basically. It's just so violating. I went through all the emotions, sometimes all of them in one day. There's also a lot of self-blame. And I think when you experience something so violating, you still blame yourself because you maybe thought you could have done better. It's not easy to be a victim. So I just want to say right up front, once again, that I'm very sorry it happened to you. Like, honestly, it effing sucks. There's no other way to say it. And also, at the same time, give yourself some grace because it's not your fault that you were targeted, okay? Okay, anyway, let's go back to the events. Okay, I try my best to write it down when it was still fresh, because a lot happens at the same time and then a lot doesn't happen at the same time. A lot happens at the beginning. So when I first got hacked, it was at 3:18, February 13, like I said earlier. I was actually responding to an email, and that email came from a brand, right? A company that wanted to work with me. Obviously now I know it's fake, but at the time, I didn't think so. Anima Mundi Apothecary. You guys already know that I'm into the whole like clean, organic, basically everything I use at home, all the household products, all the lotions, soaps, skincare, hair care, everything I use is on the natural side, basically as little chemical as possible. So naturally, I was already kind of curious about this company because all the stuff that they offer are natural, plant-based, and herbal practices, things like that, right? So I was kind of curious. By the way, I don't respond to most, I mean, it's probably not accurate, but like I ignore 99% of the quote unquote collaboration or partnership emails out there because a lot of them are either fake, obviously, or they're just not products that I'm interested in anyway. So I was responding back to this email after a few back and forth with them previously. I had told them I was interested in finding out more about their campaign. So I just wanted to know more details. I wasn't even gonna say yes or no. So I'm gonna put the screenshot of my email so that you guys can see what I'm looking at. But basically, even though this company is legit, whoever is using this company in their email is not. Those are the hackers. So basically, they're telling me that I need to sign up via this creator platform to find out more about the terms and to potentially collaborate with them. For those of you who do not create videos, there are basically two types of sponsorships. Basically, there is the direct from the company, and there are the ones where you have to work with a creator platform. They are the middleman between you, the creator, and the companies that they represent. One example of a collaboration that I did in the past was Samsung. The bigger companies in general, they typically go through a creator platform. So it's not uncommon to do these types of collaborations. Anyway, going back to this email, they're basically telling me that in order to move forward, I have to sign up through the creator platform Style Hall. And since I didn't already have an account with Style Hall, and we'll come back to that a little bit later, while I was going through this creator platform website, going through the steps, you enter your name and all the info, and then eventually it brings you to a page where you have to sign in so that it gets connected to your YouTube analytics so that the company who's interested in working with you can see what your demographic is and what kind of views you're getting, how big your channel is. So anyway, I was authenticating myself on my phone. Basically, I'm like, yes, this is me. And then I select the number that's on my browser and it didn't work. So already I was like, that's kind of weird. So anyway, try again, authenticate once again, and it still didn't work. At that point, I was already kind of like, what's going on with Google? Like, why is it not authenticating me? Like, it's me. Little did I know, this was exactly when my channel was hijacked. Because like I said earlier, in order to have a YouTube account, you have to have a Google account because they're attached. They're linked. So that's the only way you can have a YouTube channel. Essentially, I thought I was signing up to this creator platform and logging in, but it was fake, right? It was not a real creator platform, and that's when they stole my credentials and completely locked me out. How, you think? Because I have all the multi-factor authentication set up. In the span of 3 minutes, and I know now because I could see all the sort of like the email notifications, they had already changed my password. They had removed all my multi-factor authentication methods. So they removed my trusted device, they removed my phone number, they removed my passkeys. They had removed all my multi-factor authentication just to create them again with their own devices. So using their own trusted device, using their own phone number. They removed my recovery email and added theirs instead. They added their own passkeys instead. They generated their own backup codes instead. All of that was happening within that short 3-minute period. That is the reason I was completely locked out. There was no way for me to recover my account because trust me, I tried the entire night. I tried. The thing is, even though I realized that immediately, not within the first 3 minutes, but I realized that right away that I was being hacked. And I knew for sure that I was hacked because when I tried to go back to my YouTube studio, I was logged out of it. And if I went back to my Google or my Gmail, it was logged out. Like, you don't get logged out unless you log yourself out or unless someone locked you out, right? So first thing I tried to do is to log back into my account, entering the password that I know, entering the passkeys that I have, but nothing worked. Obviously nothing would work because they already changed all of that to theirs. And I was so scared, and I was so like, I was panicking. Like I didn't know what to do, which led me to a rabbit hole of different things. I then realized that this email was fake because although everything looked really good, like the HTML email looks so legit, two things stood out afterwards, which at the time I didn't know. And like I said, don't feel guilty because you were targeted. Some scams are just that good. This is essentially a phishing scam, which, like I said, I still can't believe it happened to me. But anyway, the first thing that I noticed after the fact, tiny, like so inconspicuous typo on the email address. Instead of Sarah at Anima Mundi Herbals, it's Amina Mundul Herbals. So instead of the I, they put an L, which I don't know why I didn't catch this because I'm usually 99% very vigilant as to who sends me these emails. If it comes from like a weird email address, I just delete it. I don't even read the content. I don't even click on the email, basically. I just select and delete. Usually that's what happens. But this one really slipped through me. So yeah, that's number one. And number two, I realized later that apparently Style Hall no longer exists either. For context, by the way, I knew about Style Hall a long time ago. So I started my channel back in 2015, and Style Hall was one of the biggest creator platform in the niche of beauty and fashion. And so I knew about it, and I've always known about it. I never signed up with them, but like I always knew about it. And so I thought it still was around when I realized afterwards that Style Hall is, I think they closed in 2019. If I knew that, then I would have known that this was a scam. But I didn't know that. That is just one way for a hacker to scam you. There are multiple ways I realized after that because I did a lot of research ever since then. Still very similar to this, like usually through some sort of like collaboration email or sponsorship, but you can also get hacked if they just get a hold of your password in the dark web and you don't have multi-factor authentication set up. Another way that I found out that can happen to creators getting hacked is, I wish I saved those videos because now I don't remember who I watch. I watch so many videos of people getting hacked, but this creator, he's a really big creator, close to 1 million subscribers, I think, or 1 million or something like that. So a really big creator. And at the time he was contacted by Canon. They wanted him to review their cameras in his vlogs. And so he can choose from a list of cameras. And therefore they sent him a PDF file of the list of cameras that he can choose from. And everything looked legit to him. And so when he clicked on that file, that PDF file, it was a fake PDF file. It was not a PDF file. It was definitely something else because once he clicked it, then the hackers stole his browser session. Basically, whatever you have on that browser session, so all the tabs that you have opened, all of those are not under his control anymore. It's under the hacker's control. So he can post videos on your account. If you have emails open, he can see your emails. If you have your bank account open, he can see your bank. Like, it's basically free for all. So for him, he lost access to his YouTube for a few days because I think these browser session tokens, they do expire eventually. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but yeah, there's more than one way, by the way, to get hacked. So be very vigilant because creators left and right, small or big, are being targeted literally every day. If you're unsure, don't respond. Don't click on anything, even when it looks very legit. Still be very skeptical and double check everything. It's so sad. It's so, like, now that I'm back, right, like I have my channel back and everything, now I feel more of the, like, I'm relief, of course, but I'm more like towards the anger part of me. But back then I was so sad and self-blaming. By the way, I've already reported this email address, so chances are if they emailed you, you would already see like a big warning, but there's always going to be new ones. There's always going to be new ones, so just be super vigilant. Let me go back to my timeline like once again. So around 3:18 p.m. got my channel hacked. For the next few hours until 8 o'clock, basically, I was trying to find ways to reach out to YouTube. And I found really quickly through someone's YouTube video that the best way to reach out is through X, which is X Twitter. And then of course from 8 to 10 on Friday, I had to host my live stream, which of course I couldn't do anymore on my own channel, but I do host a weekly live stream with Kat, and even though it was supposed to be on my channel, we ended up doing it on her channel because my channel was hijacked. And of course, during the live stream, I was not myself. I was beyond myself, but I still had to do the topic because it was already scheduled. During the live stream also, they had started changing the whole channel page and then started live streaming on my account, which I was seeing that happening live basically during my own live stream on Kat's channel. But anyway, it was devastating. And then from I guess 10:30 that evening until 6 o'clock in the morning, I was trying very hard to recover my account, because apparently if you just keep trying, like you just go to log into your Gmail and then you enter your password and it doesn't work, of course, but you just keep clicking try again, eventually trigger the Google AI assistant. The idea is that the more someone tries to log into your account and keeps failing, that signals that something's going on, and that's when they will ask you to enter your alternative email, and so that way it logs your first sort of case number with them. I was doing that. Basically I was trying multiple times throughout the night, while doing a bunch of other things as well, such as changing my passwords on a lot of things, because as you can imagine, they have access to my email now, right? That email that is associated with my my YouTube channel, but there's still a lot of places that I use that email to log in. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of information. If they are actually going through your email, they can steal a lot of information. So I was basically changing passwords on a lot of different places that I had used that email as login. And that was my whole Friday evening and up until Saturday morning. Didn't go to sleep, of course, but eventually I had to lie down and try to get some rest. But obviously I was still in shock and couldn't really sleep. So I was kind of like dozing in and off, and around 6:45, I wrote here, I heard my phone, and then I couldn't help but check it, because every time I hear a notification, I'm hoping that it's X, like YouTube support team, either getting back to me or maybe there is like another email coming from YouTube support. So I always check it. But this time it was actually another creator. She saw my Instagram story that I got hacked, and so she was just trying to see if there's any way she can help. I'm just so thankful to her and to everybody, by the way, everybody, including all my subscribers, other creators that have reached out. Thank you all so much for the love and the support. All of you who did help me bombard X as well as report the live stream that was going on my channel. It means more to me than you can ever imagine. Anyway, this creator did get her manager to send me like a YouTube form where I had to fill out a lot of information, like detailed information on the incident, such as when it happened, what my IP is, like all that stuff. I'm just grateful because I'm sure the extra information, they still looked at it, but like I don't think it made it faster. But anyway, if you're watching, thank you so much, because like I said, you're still my angel, you're still my savior, because the fact that I was even able to do anything, like to enter some information on a form, it gave me a little bit more of peace of mind. hope, basically. And that's all I needed at the time. At least that's all I needed. I needed to know that something is happening, even though it's still like a lot of nothing happened after that. So anyway, I went back to bed, tried to sleep, right? So it was really the Saturday evening that I was able to go through that form and then enter a lot of the details of the incident and then submitted it. And when I submitted it, I received like an auto reply with a case number. By the way, Valentine's Day was not much of a Valentine's Day. The next day, February the 15th at 4:36 a.m. this time, and that is from the automated AI assistant confirming that they received my hijacking incident report, and it had a different case number. So basically, this was a response to my basically I was triggering the AI assistant and I was able to enter my alternative email. It's actually from that, not from the one from my friend. It's actually a case number with what I was able to trigger by myself the first time with the AI assistance. Once again, I'm relieved that something is happening, that there's like something happening, but at the same time, I was also kind of worried, right? Because there's now 2 case numbers. And so I replied to the fresh email that I just received, telling them that I was able to also complete that form. And I also got a case number and I gave it to them. And by the way, based on all the hacking videos that I've watched, everybody said the same thing. There's just a lot of waiting. And that's the most excruciating part, because you so badly want to do something, right? Like you just want to do something to kind of like move forward and make progress. But the reality is, and I've experienced that myself because it took me 4 weeks, the reality is there's nothing you can do but wait. So just keep that in mind if it's happening to you. Don't despair, because the wait is long. I've also seen some people's channels getting hacked and they were able to recover within days or like a lot faster, like a week or 2 weeks. I feel like these people had just like a lot more reach. Either they knew someone that worked at Google and they were in the right department. They had to be in the Google recovery department. It can't be just any department, because technically I knew someone, well, not directly, but my best friend's friend works at Google in Silicon Valley, and they couldn't help because they were not in the right department anyway. So either you knew someone directly or you had a YouTube manager, because maybe most likely you are a much bigger YouTuber, and so you have more of a contact, and even though they can't help you directly, but they can liaise you. So I feel like those were the only cases of people who were able to recover their channel faster, like within days even. That's very fast. For me, like I said, it took a month. Monday, February 16th, I wake up to find out that my channel was completely removed from YouTube. Like it did not exist anymore on YouTube due to violation of community guidelines. Even though YouTube didn't tell me that they took it down. YouTube doesn't tell me much, by the way. Like I said, there's a lot of waiting and you just don't know what's happening. Every email you receive from them, you reply right away, but you wait another day or 2 to get another, just like a reply from that email. And so every step is like days. The next day, Tuesday, February the 17th, I received the reply from YouTube partner support at google.com telling me not to report the same incident on different case numbers because it can cause delay on their investigation. And that's when I'm like, are you kidding me? Basically from Monday, February the 16th, when my channel was taken down, up until March 11, nothing happened. I was just waiting for any updates. In the meantime, I did email back and forth with the YouTube partner support team, but the emails were just about my concerns and how worried I am, and I wish that they can expedite. But their replies were always about, sorry, the investigations like this takes time. There's nothing we can do but wait for the specialists. So like they still reply to you, which is good. It gives you a sense of hope, I suppose, and relief that at least someone is doing something. But in reality, I feel. That's my speculation. And I'm really grateful for the YouTube team for recovering my channel, by the way. I'm just trying to describe the process from my point of view, is that it just feels like a lot of nothing happened, because this is just me assuming. My suspicion is that during this whole time, I was probably just one of the cases, because like I said, YouTubers, creators are getting attacked left and right and hacked every day. So I feel like it was just a stack of people to go through, and by the time March 11th came, they were able to look at my case. That's just my assumption. Whether there's more things that was being done during that time, which I probably there was, but it just, to me, it felt like a lot of nothing happened, and then something happened. Tuesday, March 10th, that was 3 weeks and 5 days later, they reached out for the first time with a real update, which says that they've confirmed that my Google account was compromised and that I have 2 ways to recover it. I can try to do it automated or manual. Obviously, the automated way did not work because I tried it a gazillion million times myself. And so I could only do it the manual way, which means that I had to reply back to them to say that I could only do it manually. So they replied back the next day. We will open a case with a specialist to help you reset your account. You should receive an email shortly to reset your account. So that same evening, March 11th, dinner time, around 7 p.m. I think, I received finally an email where I can reset my password for my Google account. Now, that's just the Google account, the G Suite, not my YouTube channel, because that's totally separate. So that's when I emailed them back and I said, so my Google account seems good now, like I recovered it, but like I still can't access my YouTube studio. So the next day they replied and they said, yeah, it's that's separate. So in between that time, I could see that something was happening, because I keep getting emails that some of my old videos were not monetized. So basically, I think what they were doing at that time, they were starting to repopulate my videos, and I eventually was able to see that my channel was back, not in the state that it's supposed to be, but it was back on YouTube. I just couldn't access it. It was back on YouTube, and I think they were repopulating stuff, because it takes time, right? It's like, it's a lot of storage. I uploaded 900 videos, right? So like there was a lot for like a lot of stuff happening on the back end. Even to this day, as I'm filming this video 1 week later, my playlists are not back yet. They haven't populated those back, and apparently there's still a lot of back-end indexing that needs to be done. At least all my videos are there, but just a lot of the database, it needs to be relinked. So anyway, the next day, so the 12th, once again, at dinner time, they emailed back again and they said, okay, now you can go ahead and access your YouTube studio and clean up your channel. And you should follow these steps to clean up your channel. And that's when I was really relieved, because that was exactly 4 weeks after my hack. Now, what can you do to help yourself and to prevent this from happening? Hopefully it will never ever happen to anyone, because it's so stressful and devastating. Even though the reality is it's gonna happen. Like, it's truly so sophisticated now, like the hacking, the hijacking, the phishing, all of that stuff. It's so bad. Very important. Make sure you set your multi-factor authentication. I already said that. Second of all, make sure that you also have a separate Google account, so a separate Gmail, where you do all your correspondence, where you do most of your business side of things. Because if you only use your main Google account, the one that is attached to your YouTube, and you lose access to that, all of a sudden you cannot even communicate with anyone, like all the brands that you're communicating with, all the other maybe places that you shop or that you log in, like all the stuff that you're using the main account, you suddenly lost access to that. Because trust me, every time you change your password on a site, a lot of sites where you change your password, they send an email, meaning you have to click on that email to change passwords. But since you don't have access to that email account anymore, how are you going to change password? And now on top of that, the hackers can click on that email and change to their password. You see what I mean? So if you haven't done already, which I'm so glad that I did that a while ago, but not at the beginning, but like I did that many moons ago. It's completely separate email where I do all my correspondence with brands. At least I had that. Another tip that I learned, at least that I thought about, because remember the case where the big YouTuber got hacked and their sessions token got stolen? It would be a good idea to start logging into your YouTube studio on a separate browser. If you use Chrome, which I do, maybe have one where you only log into your YouTube studio and your YouTube account for that YouTube channel. Have a different browser logged into all your other stuff, your personal email, your personal banking, blah, 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 so that if they ever steal your session token for your YouTube, they wouldn't be able to access that other one. I learned a lot about all the multi-factor authentication methods, and not all of them are that safe, meaning they're still better than nothing, but there are just some that are really simple, and then there are ones that are just like much more solid. So I learned all the differences. Obviously have all of them set up. The safest ones right now, as of right now, is passkeys, and also obviously your personal device, because those are the things that are physically with you. A passkey signs you in by using your device's local authentication, such as Face ID or fingerprint or your PIN, but I shouldn't use your PIN, just fingerprint's good, to unlock a private cryptographic key that never leaves your device. So the passkey is always stored on your local devices, whether it's your laptop or your phone or your desktop. It's always local. It never leaves the device. That's why it's the safest way. While the service verifies it using a matching public key, so no password is being sent or stored on servers. Anyway, you don't have to know exactly how it works, but basically set up all your multifactorial authentication methods. But I think if you want to be like the safest, make sure you use passkeys. Create passkeys for really important accounts, such as your email account, your banking. I know not all banking websites support passkeys yet, but eventually, hopefully. And only if possible, only ever log in with your passkey, because that's the safest method, where someone in whatever other country elsewhere, a hacker, will not be able to use the same passkey on their device, because it's never stored on, like, it never leaves your own devices. The only thing that I don't have set up right now is a YubiKey, which is a physical literally a physical authentication device. It's very similar to what passkeys do. It's basically a physical device that only you own. And the reason why I don't have that, because I know a lot of the other videos, they said that they bought everything, they got everything set up, they even got a YubiKey. But something that I have learned, if your account is already compromised and they've already gained trusted access and logged in with and changed all of the, like I said, with what happened to me, right? They removed all my multi-factor authentication methods and replaced it with all of theirs. If they can still just do that and delete your YubiKey as well on your account, it's not impossible for that to fail as well. Nothing is fail safe. How do you prevent that from happening? Even if you just use passkeys, or if you're using a YubiKey, for example. In my case, right now, I log into all my Google accounts using only passkeys. I never use a password anymore. And if whatever site you're trying to log in to your YouTube account doesn't allow you to use passkeys, then don't log in. Basically, chances are, because Google supports passkey, if a site is trying to attempt a phishing scam and is trying to make you log in with your passwords and all that, but not passkey, because they can't steal that technically, not right off the bat, not directly, then don't log in. And that way, it's the safest way. Because if they're a legit platform, they should allow you to sign into your Google, because it's just Google, right? Like the real Google allows you to sign in using your passkey. And hopefully I didn't forget any details, but I pretty much wrote down everything, and I was pretty thorough. So, and I try to do it as early as possible. Just know that there is a way to recover your channel. It will happen. But you really do have to be patient. And a lot of people will say like, oh, it'll be okay, blah, 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 even though that's not what you want to hear, because it's not okay. But just do know that it will be okay. Like, you do everything you can, which I know you're already doing if you're watching this video. It will come back, but just know that YouTube takes forever to get to your case. I worked on my channel for so long. I've had it since 2015, and I've uploaded hundreds of videos. I've got over 10 million views. So it's like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication, and just consistency. It was very devastating to just lose it just like that in a blink of an eye. There should be a better process to help creators, but unfortunately this is what it is right now. And it's a very long process, at least from our point of view, right? Like, we've made so much sacrifice and put so much time into our videos creating, and it's just gone like that. Therefore it feels like forever for us, but like for YouTube, for them, it's another case. I'm not saying like in a bad way, but it is another case. Like, it's just they have so many cases to go through, and I wonder if that's probably why it took so long. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stay, you subscribe. I still need your help to revive my channel, so please go ahead and click on all my other videos, watch the whole thing, comment. The more interaction and the more watch time I get back will signal to YouTube that I'm back, because literally it was like zero, like nothing for a month, and it really hurt my channel. I lost so many subscribers, I lost so many members, and they're not all back yet. My next video will be back to regular content, which is luxury fashion. I am excited to do that again, and not this. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.